Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavatam, 8th canto, chapter 3, text 6. Nādasya devā rusaya padam vidur jantuh punākārati gantumīritum jathā natasya krudibhirvichestato duratyanukramana samāvatu vidur jantuh punākārati gantumīritum jathā natasya krudibhirvichestato duratyanukramana samāvatu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. An artisan stage being covered by attractive dresses and dancing with different movements is not understood by his audience. Similarly, the activities and features of the supreme artist cannot be understood even by the demigods or great sages, and certainly not by those who are unintelligent like animals. Neither the demigods and the sages nor the unintelligent can understand the features of the Lord, nor can they express in words his actual position. May that Supreme Personality Godhead give me protection. Srila Prabhupada. A similar understanding was expressed by Kunti Devi. The Supreme Lord exists everywhere, within and without. He even exists within the heart. Sarvasya caitya-guru hridisannivishto Ishvara sarvabhutanam hridesya arjuna tishtati. Thus it is indicated that one can find the Supreme Lord within one's heart. There are many yogis trying to find Him. Dhyana vasthita sadgatena manasa pasyanti jam yoginam. Nonetheless, even great yogis, demigods, saints and sages have been unable to understand the bodily features of that great artist, nor could they understand the meaning of his movements. What then is to be said of ordinary speculators, like the so-called philosophers of this material world? For them, he is impossible to understand. Therefore, we must accept the statements given by the Supreme when He kindly incarnates to instruct us. We must simply accept the word of Lord Ramachandra, Lord Kṛṣṇa and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow in their footsteps. Then it may be possible for us to know the purpose of their incarnations. Janma karma chame divyam evam joveti tattvataha त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नयति samangeti arjuna. Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. If by the Lord's grace one can understand Him, one will immediately be delivered. Even within this material body, the material body will no longer have any function, and whatever activities take place with the body will be activities of Krishna consciousness. In this way, one may give up his body and return home back to Godhead. Here, in this verse, Gajendra, the king of elephants, first prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and prays for his protection. Many prayers he has already offered, many verses have gone, and so many verses will come also. In all these verses, we can understand how Gajendra, the king of elephants, offers such prayers unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is potent with very deep philosophy and deep tattva, Bhagavad tattva. And how is it possible on the part of an elephant to know this tattva and offer such prayers which potent in such deep philosophy and tattva? This is the most important question. An elephant cannot do, an ordinary elephant cannot do such thing. Generally, the consciousness of this lower species are very, very low consciousness. What we say, there are 5 levels of consciousness: āvṛtā-cetanā, saṅkucita-cetanā, mukulita-cetanā, vikasita-cetanā, pūrṇa-vikasita-cetanā. These are 5 levels of consciousness. Covered consciousness, āvṛtā-cetanā, covered consciousness, and saṅkucita-cetanā, sunken consciousness. Then mukulita-cetanā, budding consciousness, vikasita-cetanā, blooming consciousness, blossoming, and pūrṇa-vikasita-cetanā, completely blossoming consciousness. 5 levels of consciousness. Out of these 5 levels of consciousness, the first 2 levels of consciousness, covered consciousness and sunken consciousness. In these 2 levels of consciousness, all other than human beings, all come under this consciousness. Other than human beings, all come under these 2 types levels of consciousness, 2 levels of consciousness. Only human beings come under these 3 levels of consciousness: mukulita-cetanā, vikasita-cetanā, pūrṇa-vikasita-cetanā. Budding consciousness, blossoming consciousness, completely blooming or blossoming consciousness. And that is the first level of consciousness, that is pūrṇa-vikasita, completely blossoming consciousness. That is the first level of consciousness. That we say is Kṛṣṇa consciousness. That is a fully Kṛṣṇa consciousness, complete, fully Kṛṣṇa consciousness. That we say. Those who are pure devotees, they have achieved such level of consciousness. Those are not devotees, they cannot achieve such highest level of consciousness. Devotees means pure devotees. Those who are pure devotees, they can achieve such pūrṇa-vikasita-cetanā, completely blooming, completely blossoming level of consciousness. Otherwise not possible. And that opportunity has been given in this very form of life, this human form of life. Opportunity has been given to make your consciousness bloom more and more and achieve the highest level of consciousness, that is completely blooming. That one can understand. Therefore, this human form of life is known as durlabham dharmam, durlabham manusam dharmam. Rarely achieved durlabham manusam dharmam. Labdha sudurlabhaidam bahusambhavante manusya asudhamam. Apiha dhira. After undergoing lots of spaces of life, one gets, by the grace of the Lord, this human form of life is rarely achieved. And the purpose of this life is to achieve this highest level of consciousness, completely blossoming. Pūrṇa-vikasita-cetanā. That means paramartha love. That means Kṛṣṇa bhakti love. To get this Kṛṣṇa bhakti, through which one can understand Kṛṣṇa. Bhaktyaham ekaya grajya. All Kṛṣṇa can be understood through bhakti, not by any other means. Not by karma, not by jnana, not by yoga, not by saṅkya-āloචana, not by dana, charity, not by Vedic study, swadhyaya. No, not by any other means. Kṛṣṇa cannot be understood. Only through bhakti. Yatha bhakti mamurjita. So, this Kṛṣṇa bhakti is known as paramartha love. And that can be achieved only in this very form of life. this human form of life, not in other form of life. And this Gajendra, he is in Gaja Joni, in Gaja species, but how can he offer such prayer, which is not possible? Generally, the consciousness of elephants are low, come under this, what you say, this saṅkucita-cetanā, shrunken consciousness. How can he? No, he was not an ordinary elephant. Not an ordinary elephant. In previous life he was King Indradyumna, who had achieved some elevation in the spiritual path and who had achieved this Tattva-jñāna. But unfortunately he committed some offense and he was cursed. So he was born in this Gaja, born as a Gaja, an elephant. That unfortunate situation. But I said, he had achieved Jivan-mukta stage. Jivan-mukta stage. In previous life he had achieved Jivan-mukta stage. Because here we say, and it is stated here in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Jomam, as this fourth chapter it is quoted here, Tattva deham pūrṇa-vikasita-cetanā saṅgeti arjuna janmam karmam same divyam evam joviti tattvataha Tattva deham pūrṇa-vikasita-cetanā saṅgeti arjuna. Kṛṣṇa says, one who can understand me in tattva, he can enter into my kingdom. And that will be his last life. In this material world, he will never again be born here. After quitting this body, he will enter into my kingdom. If someone can understand it in tattva. And that is the purpose of human life. One should enquire about this tattva, tattva-jñāsa. Jivasya tattva-jñāsa nārtha-dasya karmavi kamasya nendrapiti lāva-jiveto jāvata jivasya tattva-jñāsa nārtha-dasya karmavi. That we say. That Srimad Bhagavatam first canto says. When you get human form of life, this is only activity for you to enquire about this tattva. One should approach a tattvācārya, one who has achieved this tattva-jñāna from his acārya, from his guru. Acārya-vāna purusha veda, Upanishad says, one acārya-vāna purusha, one who was serving the acārya by his grace, has achieved this tattva-jñāna, one should approach such a personality. Tadvidhi pranipātena pariprasnena sevaya upadekhyante te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. Gita, this is the process. You should approach such a person and surrender yourself completely at his lotus feet. This is pranipāta, atma-nivedana. Then pariprasna and seva, and serve that guru, please him. Then humbly inquire, humbly ask, inquire about tattva, tattva-jñāsa. This is the only activity you have. All your activities will center around in this tattva, around this tattva, no other activity. Then you can understand. Then you can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because one cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead in some other way, other than this. It's tattva-jñāna, tattva-jigyāsa, evam joveti tattvata. So we have two considerations, apad-vichar, tattva-vichar, apparent consideration and absolute consideration. And we reject apparent consideration. All our philosophy is based upon this tattva-vichar. And they say absolute consideration. And that can be achieved only through the grace of tattvācārya, not by any other means. What Kṛṣṇa has said, he says, statements given by the Supreme when he kindly incarnates to instruct us. But we cannot understand by our own mundane knowledge, mundane intelligence or mundane merit. Na medhaya, na bahuna sutena. Na medhaya, na bahuna sutena. Na vaisarunte, tena labhyas, vibrunute tanuswan. Kathopanishad says this thing. Nayamatma pravacana labhyo, न मेधया न बहुना सुखेन जौ वै समनुते तेन लब्धस् तस्य आत्मा विगुणचेतन स्वयं. Kathopanishad says this thing. You cannot understand this tattva, Paramatma tattva, Isa tattva, Bhagavat tattva by dint of your own mundane knowledge, merit or intelligence or any other way, or by hearing to many philosophers, jnanis, pandits, scholars, many, hearing so many pravachans from jnanis, karmis, pandits, you cannot also understand. Only he can say, Kṛṣṇa can say. If Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of causeless mercy, really understand him, how he is speaking, how he is ruling. Shastra Guru Atma Rupe Apana Jedanam Kṛṣṇa Mor Prabhutrata Jiver Hoy Jnana. So Chaitanya Dhamma says, Shastra Guru Atma Rupe Apana Jedanam Kṛṣṇa Mor Prabhutrata Jiver Hoy Jnana. Maya Mugdha Jiver Nahi Kṛṣṇa Smruti Jnana Jiver Ekrupaye Koile Kṛṣṇa Vedo Purana. That is true. Maya Mugdha Jiva, conditioned soul has forgotten Kṛṣṇa. Has forgotten Kṛṣṇa. You understand? Now Kṛṣṇa Smruti Jnana. So, showing his mercy, Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Jiver Ekrupaye Koile Kṛṣṇa Veda Purana. He compiled this Veda Puranas. He compiled this Vedas Puranas. Puranas known as Pancham Veda, fifth Veda. This is the mercy of Kṛṣṇa. He speaks through this Vedas Puranas, Vedic literature. But what he says should be understood in Tattva, not by apparent consideration. Should be understood in Tattva. Therefore, tattvācārya is required. One should approach a tattvācārya. Otherwise, one cannot understand by mere reading this tattva. No, not possible at all. Quite impossible. Only by the grace of tattvācārya one can understand. This is Guru Krupa, no other Krupa, no other way. So one should approach, that's the must. Tattva-jñāna sa gurung āvṛtā-cetanā. Samitpani sutriyam brahmanishtam, Upanishad says. One must go. Tattva-jñāna gurung āvṛtā-cetanā. This is most important. āvṛtā-cetanā. One must approach. Must. This is a must. This is not optional. It's a must. āvṛtā-cetanā. This Sanskrit grammar, one who knows how stress has been given here. Tattva-jñāna so Guru Bhāvi. And to understand this Tattva-jñāna, one must approach such Guru, Tattvacarya, who comes under Sutriyam Brahmanishtam, who comes under bona fide disciplic succession, Sulta Paramparja, hearing process, Sutriyam, not by speculative process, no. One must approach. Completely dedicate yourself at his lotus feet, complete surrender. Serve him, please him, then humbly ask. Enquire, that's Tattva-jñāna. That's Tattva-jñāna. Then by his mercy, one cannot. Otherwise, so Guru, Shastra, then Guru, Tattva-cārya. Atma-rupe apana-cetanā. That Guru is the manifestation of caitya-guru, the super soul who is in the heart. He is not an ordinary human being. āvṛtā-cetanā bijānyam, now mannet kariji, namartya buddhyasveta sarvadevamaya guru. This is Guru, not an ordinary human being. He is not an ordinary human being. āvṛtā-cetanā bijānyam, that Acharya is as good as I. Kṛṣṇa says, you understand? Mang bijānyam, now mannet kariji, one should not thinking or consider him as an ordinary human being. Namartya buddhyasveta sarvadevamaya guru. Isn't it? Jasyasti bhakti bhavati akintana sarvai gunestatra samasate sura. Sura means demigods. All demigods are there in his person, in his body. Sarvadeva maya guru. Mam vijanya. Tasmai deyam tattvagrajyam saca-pujyam dadhayam. Do you understand? No. Tasmai deyam tattvagrajyam saca-pujyam dadhayam. Kṛṣṇa says. He should be worshipped as I am worshipped. Saca-pujyam dadhayam. Do you understand? He should be worshipped, that Acharya should be worshipped as I am worshipped. Do you understand? Tasmai deyam, if you want to give something, give him. Jad dadasi, tat kurusva madarpanam. Kṛṣṇa says, if you want to give something, give me. Give me. Isn't it? And he went to Bali Maharaj for begging. Give me three paces of land, tiny space. You understand? If you want to give something, give me. You understand? Here's a tasmai deyam. If you want to give something, give to that Acharya. His mind is representative. Is as good as I. Tattvagrajya, whatever he gives you, accept it. Saca-pujyam dadhayam. He should be worshipped as I am worshipped. Such Acharya. Unless one gets the krupa, mercy from such Acharya, he cannot understand. He cannot understand Krishna. No. In Tattva one can understand. This is most important thing. So, Govinda, in his previous life, he had achieved that Tattva-jñāna, therefore he could now offer such prayer, sporting with such Tattva. But a question aroused that I tell you, one who knows this Tattva-jñāna, achieved this, that will be his last life. Tattva-jñāna pūrṇa-vikasita-cetanā, some Angiti Arjuna, after quitting his body, will go to me, never again born. How is it that Indradyumna king again was born as an elephant? If he has achieved Tattva-jñāna, that's most important question. You understand? So, in this Acharya, Tattva-cārya, Jiva Goswami has said, Jivan Mukta, he had achieved Jivan Mukta state. Jivan Mukta state, you understand, Gopinath Prabhu? Jivan Mukta, in very life one is liberated, is Jivan Mukta. He had achieved that state. But there is this apprehension or possibility of again putting into bondage, Jivan Mukta, if he commits some offense. So he committed some offense. That Indradyumna, king is. So he again was put into this bondage or in this form. Gaja, elephant life. That will come up. Parikar Maharaj will enquire and Srila Goswami will come up. Answer it. That apprehension is there. You understand? That Jivan Mukta, only Jivan Mukta may be put in again bondage if he commits offense. Otherwise, those who are Nitya Muktas, they cannot be. They cannot be again put into bondage. Most important. Thank you.